Hey fellas, and welcome back to With Why. Let's talk about the new upcoming indie game darling Bird Game 3, sequel to the titular Bird Game Revengeance in Bird Game 2 Reckoning. They've just decided to drop the subtitle, I imagine, for marketing reasons at this point, but it's been like a pretty niche underground title up until now, and it's been going viral on TikTok in a way a lot of other beloved indie game breakouts of the year have gone. Think Peak, Are We There Yet, that sort of thing, Repo if you must. And truly, the metagame has gotten very deep very quickly because the game's only been out for like a few weeks, but like people have very passionate opinions about it.
I might go Hummingbird, to be honest.
Bro, don't you dare. That's so lame.
Dude, no one wants a Hummingbird main in here.
Trash pig.
Oh, look at me. I'm using Hummingbird. My mommy still wipes my ass.
Facts.
Just start the game, bro! You can tell what kind of games the devs were playing, like when they were coming up on Xbox Live. I think they wanted to encourage a lot of the same kind of shit talking you saw in Black Ops 3, and to evoke that, they picked a lot of what was in the original DNA of the Black Ops 3 multiplayer lobby menus. I personally believe there will always be an appetite for things like cock and dog fighting and like just animal abuse sports within the human psyche. As bad as those things are, there's always going to be an underbelly that is attracted to those things. But part of what can take the edge off is if you give people like an outlet for those things, and I think like arguing over the metas of like what bird in a game like Bird Game 3 is the best will do you that justice. It can fill that niche of like wanting to make two bulldogs fight or needing to cut a chicken's head off so it can go a little longer in a parlay you just can't afford to lose because you put your kid's college tuition. All right, I'm pulling the burlap sack off your head like I just kidnapped you and I plan to torch you like Tony Stark in Iron Man 1. Bird Game 3 is not a real game. It's completely AI generated. All the meta commentary, at least in the videos, the menus and all the visuals you see, Sora AI is like in the logo at the very bottom. Let me show you another one of these videos that actually features supposed gameplay from the game so you have an idea of like why a lot of people were immediately fooled by it. Kiwi bird, most skilled bird, kills 2 hummingbirds and wings king of the nest. If you had no idea what was going on, as you look at not just like individual bits of gameplay, but especially like when you look at the wide breadth of supposed Bird Game 3 gameplay, you'd see there's like no consistent loop between any of it. The real giveaway should be the idea that game devs have somehow managed to make flight multiplayer gameplay feel satisfying enough for people to get this riled up about it. And in concept, that's actually what drawed me to it. Like the first few clips of these that I watched were people who were hiding the Sora AI logos that they used to generate these quote-unquote gameplay features out of the corner of your eye. And I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of a tragedy that like this isn't real. It got me excited for the concept of it, and hearing the supposed dialogue between people who were playing it made me excited to check it out what it was on its own. And it's just not real. Like we've seen animations like that one game where it's dogs holding swords in their mouths fighting that were animations made by actual people turn into actual projects that people were making into full developed games. This just isn't the case. Like sure, there are people looking to snipe the idea, but there's no real core gameplay loop to even try and build off of. It's just people seeing the AI generated concepts and deciding to make it for themselves. Like the first time I saw somebody playing Peak and screaming when they fell off the side of a cliff, the first thing I did was look it up on Steam and like sent that Steam page link to my GC and asked if they wanted to play. And we did, and it was really fun. I just can't do that because it's a made up fucking game. Unk got exposed for play to win in Bird Game 3.
Yo bro, I heard that you're pay to win in Bird Game 3. Yes bro, yes, I'm pay to win in Bird Game 3. What about it? I fucking bought Shoe Bill, right? I'm playing Bird Game 3 and I'm running into these dumbass fucking pigeon mains and they're just spamming peck. It's literally the lowest fucking skill fucking bird in the entire game.
Okay, like what do you expect a bird to fucking do other than spam peck? Like the only person you could like actually get mad at for spamming peck is when somebody's maining ostrich and they like don't use the body parts of theirs that actually are stronger than the rest of the goddamn bird animal kingdom. Like give me a goddamn break. The most interesting part about Bird Game 3 is not that it's fake in that like it's AI that looks realistic enough that it makes you check on Steam only to be really sad when it's not a real game. The most interesting part is like how it's inspired non-AI users to get creative about how they talk about it. The skits they make about it, people being sad that they can't actually play the game because we're essentially just LARPing on TikTok right now about how this is a thing that we're all doing and we have opinions about the meta of, when I think we'd all rather it be a real thing we could be enjoying instead of it being a collective bit. Like look at this edit that's well made and pretends to be propaganda for a position you'd have on the game's meta that doesn't exist at all. The best bird in Bird Game 3?
I've never seen this bird.
Gigaseth! Gigaseth! Congrats, dude. You fucking paid for the most gigantic OP bird on the entire fucking game. You're really impressive, and I'm really convinced of your skills. Good fucking move, dude. Like, Jesus Christ, dude. Frauds in games that exist and don't exist all the same. It doesn't fucking matter.
Yo, by the way, if any of you guys use hummingbird or seagull, I'm kicking you.
Alright, dude, fuck
I'm
you.
serious. They're cheap as hell.
No, you're just bad. Get over it, man.
Stop! It's stealing my words!
Go center. Hey, grab, got one.
Is there not something a little depressing about like how all these comms feel authentic as shit and remind you of times you've actually had on games you've actually played? Like what this really reminds me of is like those stray clips of Gorilla Tag you'd see floating around where there's the occasional squeaker that an older player will convince like you shouldn't be on VR, and they'll just soft bully them to try and get them to make better decisions on Among Us VR. And all of that is like trained off of actual stuff that happened. These are experiences that we could be seeing other people have and try to recreate for ourselves, but instead like we're just looking at fucking AI doing it inauthentically. And I'll be honest, like I have laughed at these and probably will continue to laugh at these videos, but I know I bring it up every time like something is an AI trend, but isn't there like something lost, like a little depressing about like how, oh, wait, this isn't actually a thing I can go and do for myself and my friends. Like there's just something inherently different about how we consume these fucking things that kills it a little bit. There's this argument over how the monoculture's fucking dead and how the internet has like forced us into even further and further niches of content that we're consuming, and how AI might do that even more, where like everything we do is incredibly personalized to the point where you can't talk to anybody else about it. Like when you saw a game that you think might appeal to like you and your friends, you might have been able to suggest it as something you guys can do together. It might only appeal to y'all, but it can at least be a catalyst for connection. And at least right now, Bird Game 3 is something we can all collectively hallucinate, and I can share it to people I know, and they can laugh about it because there's a wide enough community participating in it to make it fun. There's people like doing actual human work and creating like spin-offs about it that I find compelling, which I will be showing because I don't want to like shit on this entirely. Like I am actively enjoying it for what it is. But does it not make you think about where it could be going? Where like how far it's already spiraled? I don't know, man. I'm like kind of a doomer about these things because like I'm just inherently depressed when I see shit like it. I'm not gonna lie to you though, this was still a little amusing. Clip of me beating Eagle Main as Pigeon. I wish that you actually had done that.
Oh, that is so cheap. You just spam text. Who even plays Pigeon?
Like, have you gotten a single idea of what the gameplay loop of this is supposed to be? No, because there isn't one.
Easy claps, man. Get out of my game.
Whatever, dude.
Surprisingly good sport about that, which is the most unrealistic thing about this. That dude should have been raging way harder that he lost to a pigeon main. Bro literally went the mascot of the goddamn country this place was developed in, both the AI and probably the dev studio that would have made it if it was real. And this breed of pigeon is also native to America. Like fucking the mascot lost to the fucker that we like abandoned when we didn't need them domesticated anymore. Christian Divine is like someone I see on my For You page every now and then, and he kind of sums up like how I felt about it when I first watched this whole thing.
I fell for AI recently, but not in a way that I'm ashamed of, because it's Bird Game 3, right? It's Bird Game 3. Before I saw actual gameplay clips of Bird Game 3, I saw people talking about the Bird Game 3 meta, and I was like, oh, okay, like, I kind of want, this sounds fun. And I like saw a clip, and I was like, oh yeah, that's that Bird Game, and I looked it up, and I was like, oh, this isn't real, these are AI videos. But I was like, damn, like, man, y'all got me hyped for Bird Game 3. I'm just mad it's not real.
Like, it seriously, like, fucking, it captures your actual sense of wonder. Like, it actually makes you want to see what it's about, only to find out it's something you just can't have. Fuck you for that. I'd rather be compelled by someone's actual creation. Yes, I fell for AI, and I was more mad that it was AI, not so much because, like, oh, I'm, like, morally against AI inherently, which for the most part I am, but mostly because it's like, oh, it's not real. I can't go experience this. This isn't something I can go and see. I can't have a conversation with other people about what their thoughts on how Bird Game 3 plays is. It's just a discussion I can't have. That said, there's, like, Bird Game Studios. They have, like, 5,000 likes. We're bringing your beloved Bird Game 3 to Steam, no AI. And obviously I'd love to see how well that goes, but like right now it just looks like Unreal 5 ultra realistic slop, which is not what I think a perspective game like this ever needed to be. Level 6, 7, give me a fucking break, dude. And like I like shit like this, where like people are doing their best to make something out of something that isn't real. Bird Game 3 tier list, unbiased, rank 10 Finch. I'm sorry, but if you use this, you're genuinely free. One of the worst health stats in the game, mid speed, only good thing about it is the stealth stat. ostrich, one of the flightless birds. Very good health and attack stats, though. Only usable with a penguin on the team. This guy is essentially doing yes and improving, like saying what birds go well together, assuming that this is even a team-based game and not a free-for-all based one. Like, they're creating soft rules that their improv has to exist within, which is very fun, but it's all fucking fake. Skipping all the way to number 1. Toucan, best support bird in the game. Can apply pelican bust to teammates, can give hummingbird ability to teammates, can temporarily lower opponent stats, can buff teammate stats, not to mention its crazy stealth and defense stat. Start using Toucan now! I've only like showed so much of like the AI gameplay here because some of them have funnier fake audios than others, but like once you've seen one, you've seen a lot of them and they're all like very inconsistent with each other. So there's only so much joke building you can do off the other, but let's watch at least a few of them to get a grip or get an idea of like what people were seeing that made them convinced that it could be real. Hummingbird gets his ankles broken, which is just a fun caption in general. Whoa, weave!
Dogging on this no-skill hummingbird.
This is the type of scuff in the gameplay that I first saw that made me think it could actually be real. The pigeon hopping animation is really rudimentary. It was clipping through that log earlier. Everything was believably basic in a way that I could see an indie dev making and like people found really novel to play with friends. And it's just not fucking real. Like it's trained off games that were that charming authentically and recreating it in a way that I just don't have access to and probably will never have access to in the way you originally imagined it. Because the way you imagined it is if like people were playing this shit, you saw what you assumed were real people having interactions that were just made up. Like, why'd bro crash out on me?
Hey, watch me clip this no-skill eagle.
The fuck you mean no skill eagle? Brother, you use the hummingbird like a little fucking bitch that you are.
Yeah, whatever, cry about it, pussy.
It sucks because the microphone in-game chat is so convincing. I'm gonna show you like what bad mics sound like real quick by turning on the funny mic that every YouTuber has because they have a webcam C920. I'm changing microphones real quick.
They trained it off of this shit. I'm telling you, this was the microphone they used to train this audio.
Like, Jesus Christ, man, this stuff has come far and in not in entirely pleasant ways. I like see some people saying like, why even get mad that like it's AI? Like, you laughed. Yeah, I did laugh. And then I found myself deeply misanthropic when I realized I was only ever going to be able to laugh at that clip or like a momentary little bit of thing that I didn't even realize was AI at first. Like, yes, I fell for it. That's not the point. There's just a distinct loss of wonder in there. And maybe I make myself sound old as fuck, but I'm just fine with that. Whatever. I'm getting old anyways. That's all I got. Follow me on Twitter @withAY. That kwytebox email is in the description if you guys want to send me any video topics. Anyways, piss off.